Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and another video. So today you see that I've got two 1/8 scale Pocher Porsche 917 KH Martini editions in front of me. So I've actually built two of these kits now. Really lovely build, exciting and really high quality finish on the kits. So really happy to be working with Pocher on these. So what I wanted to do today was to give you guys an overview of some of the tools and the equipment that you actually need to make building a 1/8 scale diecast kit a reality and as much of a painless process as possible. So without further ado, I will jump into it. So first and foremost, you need a clean, large working environment. So here you can see I'm using I think it's a 120 by 60 working desk. And then obviously I've got adequate lighting above me, so I've got two spotlights, and beyond that I bought a A2 sized cutting mat, which I use. Very large, anti-slip, stops my blades getting blunt when I'm cutting, and things like that. So quite essential for building, especially these large scale expensive kits. You know, you don't want to scratch them, you don't want to drop anything off the desk and things like that, so it's quite essential to invest in that equipment, really, to be honest, because it gives you a better product. So we'll jump into it. So first piece of equipment would be a knife. So these are craft knives that I've got. I've got some thick ones, some thin ones, depending on what your preference is and what you're cutting, how much force you need to put into it. With a plethora of blades, I would always recommend getting a full set of blades, really. This one's 45 degrees, as you can see. But if you're cutting like seat belts and things like that, where you just want to put some pressure on, you might want, you know, a flathead or horizontal blade. So craft knife is definitely in the toolkit. Outside of that, obviously your sets of screwdrivers. So I've got small precision screwdrivers. Again, you can find these in any hobby shop or even most craft stores or DIY stores, to be honest. So smaller Phillips screwdrivers and flathead screwdrivers is mainly what you'll need on most of these kits, and some of the screws are really quite small, so yeah, just have a whole plethora of small screwdrivers as well in the kit. For some of the larger scale kits as well, you do need some normal screwdrivers, I'll call them, or heavy duty screwdrivers for some of the metal to metal screws, just to get a bit more leverage and a bit more purchase on the screw itself and put a lot more force into it without stripping your screwdriver or your screws, in fact. So that's screwdrivers and craft knife. In terms of driving those screws in, the other thing I'd definitely recommend, which has helped me massively, is 3-in-1 oil. So this just helps a lot of the metal to metal screwing, really helps the screws go in nice and easy, and again stop the stripping of the screw or the screwdriver. So that's really essential. The other one I would mention as well is a file or a set of files, realistically. So this one is a triangle shape. I've also got round ones, flat ones, all sorts of different ones for different scenarios. So on a lot of the kits you will find that where they're painted, even the die-cast parts or the plastic parts even, they don't fully fit now 100% of the time and things like that. So you will find oddities like that in the kits. So these are really quite essential to have, just to get that perfect finish that you want on the kit, really. The other one that I'll mention here at the front is needle nose pliers. So these are quite essential for getting in split pins and any sort of pin, really, for holding wishbones and things like that. So again, you can get a lot of leverage and get them into really tight spaces. So that is an essential piece of the toolkit as well. I've got here some modelling or craft stands with some kind of crocodile clips on there. Obviously you can customise these and make them to your liking, but for example, these were very useful for putting the drive shafts in to this kit in particular. So I've actually got 3 of these, and they were super useful to hold all the parts in position when you're gluing stuff or anything like that. Which leads me nicely into glues. So for glues, depends what you're gluing. First and foremost, if you're gluing metal to metal, I would probably recommend something like a Gorilla Glue. This one's actually got a brush on it, so I can apply it with some level of precision as opposed to just pouring it. It's really quite hard to find a see-through glue, I would say, for metal to metal parts and things like that, but the Gorilla Glue, which is this one, brush and nozzle, is really quite good, so I'd recommend that. Plastic to plastic, I'm using Tamiya cements. So I've got a quick set one here, which is kind of for setting in situ. So I hold the plastic parts up and set it in situ. or a longer setting one here, which is just a normal plastic to plastic glue, which will give you the normal kind of fusion of plastic to plastic. The other thing, again similar to the previous ones, were for the precision type stuff, a set of tweezers. So I've got angled tweezers here, I've got all sorts of different sizes. These ones, for example, are open tweezers, so when you want to pick something up and put it into position and you don't want to be squeezing the tweezers, you can just pop it into the part, it will hold the part by itself, and then you can just release it. Really quite helpful, especially when you're putting on like wheel nuts or intakes and things like that. Really, really helpful. And also flat tweezers are very good as well. Next up would be a pair of cutters for cutting plastic parts off of sprues and just generally trimming parts and things like that. Really, really essential for your toolkit, just to give you that quality of finish as well. Masking tape for modelling masking tape, to be specific, for just holding parts in position. So for example, the windscreens, when you're gluing the windscreens in, just holds it in position while you're allowing for the dry time. Some of the parts on the back, headlight covers, things like that. Really essential, very, very valuable piece of the toolkit for me. And then I've just got a pair of angled scissors. So these are quite good for when you're trying to get into tight spaces and just cut stuff, i.e. seat belts, things like that, really quite helpful. So that's, guys, what I think you need for a 1/8 scale kit build, or really any die-cast kit build, or even plastic model kit builds. So I hope that's been helpful. I just wanted to kind of do a quick video and a quick run through of that. I will be doing a full unboxing of a 917 KH Martini edition, so stand by for that on the channel. And I will also be doing a build video of this kit in particular, so stand by on the channel for that. And a lot of other videos coming soon from Fanhome and Diagostini. So stay tuned for that. Really exciting stuff coming to the channel, and I look forward to sharing it with all of you guys very soon. So with that, I hope this video has been really helpful. I hope you've enjoyed the content. So please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you again for another video soon. Thanks, guys.